There's a strange paradox in being both introverted and wildly ambitious. You dream of your stories reaching thousands, maybe even millions. You want your words to echo beyond the page, to shape worlds, to make an impact. But the thought of constant visibility, of pushing yourself into the spotlight, that's a different kind of horror. We introverts thrive in the quiet. Our minds are stormy seas beneath a still surface. Our ambitions, however, are creatures of the deep, restless, and insatiable. Elias Ellis. Being an introverted writer with big ambitions is complicated. And I don't mean just, oh, I'm shy or, oh, I like to be alone. I mean the constant tug of war between wanting to create something huge, something powerful, something impactful, but at the same time, dreading what comes with that level of exposure. I want my stories to be read. I want my stories to find their audience and to build a readership. And I want to be successful in all of it, whatever success looks like for me. But oftentimes, success comes with something that is borderline terrifying and uncomfortable. It requires being seen. To be seen means to be perceived. It means that people will form their own thoughts and opinions about my voice, my work, my creativity, me, and some will love it, some won't. But even just the mere thought of that can oftentimes be exhausting in and of itself. Introverts don't fear people. We fear the energy that it takes to constantly engage. And in an industry that demands a social media presence, which is a key part of your marketing, that fear could be exhausting. I can spend hours in my own little world and writing my books in my own space, but the second I have to turn on the camera or respond to comments or even go to a social event, suddenly I'm faced with the fear of if I will be received the way I intended, or will I be misunderstood in a major way? Will I have the energy to sustain me throughout the entire event? Or will I become so overwhelmed that I won't even be able to make meaningful connections in the moment? It suddenly feels like my energy is drained and the fear of being too overwhelmed stops me in my tracks. The challenge? Our craft demands solitude, but success requires connection. We could write forever in the safety of our own worlds, but if we actually want to be successful, if we actually want to sell and build a readership, that requires stepping outside of the shadows, at least a little bit. And that's where the struggle really is, finding the balance. Finding the balance between being seen, but also having your solitude. Finding the balance between your need for connection, but also your need for peace. Success in writing isn't just about talent, it's about showing up and connecting. And oftentimes for an introvert, showing up and connecting requires energy that isn't always there or available. So how do we balance this? How do we chase our ambitions without feeling overwhelmed or burned out? Number one is choosing how we are seen. Being seen doesn't mean that we have to be everywhere doing everything all at once. It doesn't mean that we have to constantly force ourselves to do things that drain us. It just means choosing wisely where we shine the best. Some writers love to connect with their readership through TikTok. Some love creating long-form content. Some connect to their readership through newsletters and blogging. The trick is finding the way to be visible that doesn't drain everything from you. Finding a way where you can show up that doesn't require you to constantly have to perform the energy that you don't have, which can only lead to you feeling more burned out in the long run. Number two is scheduling your energy, not just your tasks. Instead of saying that I have to post every day, ask yourself, when are the times that I feel like engaging and posting? Some days you'll be more sociable than others, and that's okay. Batch content when you have energy and disappear when you don't. You don't owe anyone constant access to you. It's okay to feel grateful and appreciative for your readership and for the people who show up and want to make sure that you're showing your appreciation and giving value in what you're doing. In the same breath, you're not a corporate entity or a huge business. You are a person and a human being. You are allowed to have boundaries for yourself, even in your craft and your business. Number 3 is letting the work speak for itself. One of the most powerful things about being an introverted writer is that our work speaks for us. We don't have to be the loudest in the room because our stories can whisper and people will still listen. I remind myself that I don't need to be the most social. I just need to create something worth discovering, something worth connecting to. And usually when people connect to that thing that I've created, that's usually the connecting point that gives me more energy to want to connect to others further. Being an introverted but ambitious writer isn't easy, but it's not impossible either. The key is balance. Building something big and grand without losing yourself in the process. Showing up and being visible for your readership without losing the magic of the solitude that makes you, you. So if you too are an introverted but ambitious writer, know this. Your ambition is not too big for you. Your voice, although quiet, is still very powerful. Build in the shadows, and then when you're ready, let your work step into the light. Because after all, even the moon commands the tides without ever making a sound.